Libras, let's jump into your reading and see what's going on. Really quick disclaimer, the purpose of this reading isn't to necessarily bash or to tear into you guys with the title Harsh Truth. This is just going to be truths that could be a little bit uncomfortable to hear, especially if you personally already know these truths and they've been having you in a chokehold, or these could be truths that you're not even aware of that you can use this video to help transform your situation as a whole. So I just wanted to make that clear. Let's go ahead and jump into the reading itself and see what comes up. So Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What is the harsh truth they need to hear for the second half of March 2022? So we have relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. We have failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And we also have courage. It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. All right, so interesting set of cards that we have starting off. What I will say is the first message I'm getting from these cards, the personal relationship you have with self is going to determine the type of relationships that you attract outside of self. In terms of friendships, in terms of romantic relationships, even your personal relationship with family, business partnerships, all types of relationships. You can strengthen your relationships with others by strengthening your relationship with self and knowing your worth, knowing when to say no, knowing how to place proper boundaries in place. And then also being able to remove people out of your aura the second that you recognize that they're out of alignment with what you're looking for in a personal relationship anyways. Okay, like this card says, I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So this is being able to use discernment regardless of how much you care about certain people. Those people that you care about the most can be the most toxic towards you, if you're not aware. What relationships are you guys saving space for? Are you guys saving space for relationships that make you feel good, that make you feel uplifted, that make you feel like, okay, I'm proud of the person I'm dating. I'm proud of the friends that I call my friends. Or do you have relationships around you that are questionable? You always have to wonder how people truly feel about you. Where are things going to go moving forward? If you constantly have to worry, then that's not a relationship that serves your highest good. Now, moving on from the relationship card with failure, there's a need, and I said this, I think, for 2 other zodiac signs. There's a need to understand that failure isn't real, or failure isn't necessarily something that you guys will step into if you don't give up. Like, you can make a mistake, just like scientists do it all the time. You can perform an experiment. Let's say we're talking about science. You can perform an experiment and mix up the formula, or you can mess up this, you can mess up that, but in the process of messing up you learn a lot. And the only thing that is true failure is giving up completely. So while some of you guys may feel like, dang, I haven't gotten to where I want to be, this didn't work out for me, this didn't work out for me, well, did you give up? If so, that's when you truly have failed. Like this card says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And if you're someone who gets defeated by mistakes, then for one, you're not allowing yourself to be human. Because as a human, we're going to make a ton of mistakes. That's the purpose of even being here. So don't beat yourself up if you do have a failed relationship, a failed friendship, a failed business. Because you can always learn from that and experience better. And that's the purpose. Now, also with courage being here, a lot of you do need to tap into personal courage to keep going beyond failure, beyond the ego telling us to not do something because we're scared of what's on the other side of taking a leap of faith. Let's keep going. Libras. Somebody here is chickening out. Somebody here wants to do some great stuff and they're playing it small. Who's watching this video? I have the altar priestess, excuse me, not princess. Preparation, prayer, sacred ritual. I also have Gaia's garden. Fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. So Libras, if you guys know anything about reaping what you sow, or if anybody knows anything about reaping what they sow, it would be you guys, because you guys are literally the sign of balance, justice, karma, and all of the things. But getting into the cards here, for one, getting back into prayer. For a lot of you, it's what's going to move a lot of mountains for you, especially if you are somebody who's a prayer warrior, where you're somebody who constantly prays to the divine, your spirit guides, God, whatever you believe in. Okay, and maybe getting into prayer. If you don't necessarily believe in like Jesus or anything like that, this could be sending your prayers up to your higher self. But prayers are important. Prayers are important. This is also making sure, like, when it comes to the things that you say you want, like abundance, true love, a more structured situation in terms of your finances, whatever this is, you do need to make sure that you're putting yourself in the flow of those things by preparing yourself for those things. So if you are trying to touch more abundance in your life, you need to get yourself in preparation for that. If you want to live a healthier lifestyle, you need to get yourself in preparation for that. And also understanding cause and effect is key. When you understand that cause and effect, when you understand what you do today will affect your tomorrow, even in the slightest bit, then you control the narrative of what the future looks like by being more self-aware, more aware of your actions. All right, so let's keep going. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Harsh truths they need to hear. We have the Eight of Cups, the Five of Swords, Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, this is knowing when to walk away, when to separate yourself from certain energies. Especially if you have certain people, certain situations sending you for a loop or causing you to be disillusioned or out of sorts or frustrated. This is removing your energy. This is knowing when emotionally you're being called to step outside of what you're doing. Sometimes we could search for fulfillment in a very dark corner just out of fear, out of stepping out of your comfort zone. Also, sometimes you just need to step out of your own way with the Five of Swords here. Some of you have been self-sabotaging. And a lot of you already know this. Prior to clicking on this video, you could have been self-sabotaging in the sense of knowing you want to do this, knowing you want to do that, knowing exactly what you need to do to change your situation, but just not doing it, just kind of like, coasting a little bit. But right now is the perfect time to change that, especially with the full moon in Virgo that's happening on Friday. I think I want to leave the reading here. Actually, no, there's another, I think there's two more things that I actually see before I go. When it comes to your belief systems, you guys want to make sure you don't have this limited belief system because of the fact that people around you make you feel like your perspective of being optimistic and jovial and finding the good in everything is bad. But then you also want to make sure you don't have this limited perspective in terms of what's achievable for you. Like some of you may be looking at your situation as being like everyone else's situation around you, when that's not the case. You have your own path to walk down. You have your own situation outside of others, and you could be that millionaire out of a bunch of others. It's a matter of, are you putting the work in? Are you allowing yourself to be sabotaged by outside forces just by you picking up the thought process of other people who could be, you know, not as spiritually aware as you or whatnot? But there's a need for you to have awareness even in moments of frustration and not losing yourself in frustration. Now, these are just some of the things that I see. I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, definitely thumbs the video up and subscribe so that you never miss a beat in the future. And I will see you later. Bye.